I'm showcasing my top 5 meta loadouts in Warzone Season 2. Basically just going through and telling you guys exactly what you need to be running in the current meta. So of course, stay tuned for those, but real quick, I want to give a massive shout out to the Noti gang. Without further ado, top directly into the loadouts. Starting off the list with our honorable mention, we have the MTZ-762 battle rifle, which you guys know, this has been one of the best weapons in Warzone 3, but with today's update, they made it to where it's not super strong in semi-auto anymore, so it's probably better to use it in full auto. Before the first attachment, starting off with the muzzle, we have the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor, keeping you guys off that mini-map, making it to where the MTZ-762 is an absolute beam, also making it to where it's hitting harder, and you guys are getting closer to hit scan. The mixing in perfect with the muzzle is the MTZ Precision Blackthorn Barrel, giving you guys even more bullet velocity and range, aiming idle sway, and firing aim stability. Again, making it to where the MTZ is even more accurate, but just like the muzzle, you're also going to be hitting harder, and you guys are getting even closer to hit scan. And just like I always tell you guys, the optics are 100% personal preference. You guys can run whatever you feel the most comfortable with, but for me on the MTZ, I feel the best with the Choreo Eagle's Eye 2.5x. And for the next attachment, we have the EXF Close Quarters Assault Stock, giving you guys even more recoil control and gun kick control. Like I always tell you guys, if you guys check the detailed stats, you're gonna find attachments that help out your build way more than other attachments. And in my opinion, this stock is way better than any underbarrel or rear grip. And of course, for the last and final attachment, we have the 40 round mag. Increase that mag capacity, which the only way to use the 40 mag with this build is if you guys did the conversion kit glitch. But if you guys don't want to do all that, you can 100% just run the 30 mag. But overall, that's my full build for the MTZ-762 battle rifle in Warzone 3 Season 2. So make sure you guys go through, give the entire build a try, and tell the highest kill game you guys get with it. But like I said, that was our honorable mention. So let's hop into the actual list now. Hopping into the actual list, starting at number 5, we have the HRM9 SMG, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know, this has been one of the best SMGs in the entire game recently. But with the Season 2 update, it actually caught a nerf, basically just affecting the damage range on it. But you guys know how they are with nerfing weapons. It's still going to be absolutely disgusting and probably one of the best SMGs in the entire game. So hopping directly into the build, starting off with the muzzle, we have the ZEH MN35 Compensated Flash Hider, which I know is an absolutely ridiculous name, but it shortens your radar pings. It gives you guys that vertical and horizontal recoil control and that firing aim stability, which if you guys tried my recent HRM9 build, you guys know I was running the Jack BFB muzzle, but just like the HRM9, this actually caught a nerf in the Season 2 update today as well. So I highly recommend running the Compensated Flash Hider. It makes it to where the HRM9 is an absolute beam, and it's overall just super controllable. Then with the big SMG, we want to be as fast as humanly possible, so we're going to be tossing on the Hatchet Light stock, giving you guys that ADS speed, aim walking speed, and movement speed, making it to where you could absolutely glide around the map using this HRM9 build. And speaking of gliding around the map, we have the DR6 hand stop for our underbarrel, mixing in absolutely perfect with the stock, giving you guys the aim walking speed, ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed, helping out the HRM9 in every possible way, just make it to where you're a whole lot faster. And of course, we're going to be tossing on the 9mm high grain ammunition, which I'm using this on pretty much every single one of my SMGs recently, giving us that bullet velocity and damage range, making it where the HRM9 is hitting harder, and you guys are getting closer to hit scan. And of course, for the last and final attachment, we have the 50 round drum mag. Increase that mag capacity, which with the fire rate on the HRM9, this is 100% essential for the build. But overall, that's my full build for the HRM9 SMG in Warzone 3 Season 2. So make sure you guys go through, give the entire build a try, and tell me the highest kill game you guys get with it. I will say, if you guys want the build to be even more accurate, you can swap out the Hatchet Light stock for the folding stock. But other than that, this is my main build for it. So like I said, make sure you guys give it a try. Let's hop directly into loading number 4. Loading number 4 is an assault rifle that's always been good in Warzone 3, but it's never actually held that number 1 spot in the meta. But after today's Season 2 update, we actually caught a Ram 7 nerf. So in my opinion, this climbed a little bit higher in the current meta. So hopping directly into the build, starting off with the muzzle, we have the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor, giving us the exact same pros and cons as the MTZ-762. The mixing it perfect with the muzzle is the STV Precision Barrel, giving you guys even more aiming idle sway, bullet velocity and range, gun kick control, and recoil control. Another perfect attachment, making sure the SVA 545 is an absolute beam. But just like I always say, it's also making sure the SVA is hitting harder, and you guys are getting closer to hit scan. And same thing for this build, you guys can run whatever optic you feel the most comfortable with. But just like the MTZ, I felt the best with the Choreo Eagle's Eye 2.5x. And mixing it perfect with the rest of the build is the main V6 stock, giving you guys even more gun kick control and recoil control, making sure the SVA is super controllable, and you're just an absolute beam. And of course, for the last and final attachment, we have the 60 round mag. Increase that mag capacity, but if you guys want to be a little bit faster, or if you guys are playing solos, you guys can 100% run the 45 round mag. But overall, that's my full build for the SVA 545 assault rifle in Warzone 3 Season 2. Like I was saying, this has always been one of the best assault rifles in the entire game, but after today's update, I feel like it climbed up in the meta even more. So make sure you guys go through, give the entire build a try, and tell me the highest kill game you guys get with it. But like I said, that is our loading number 4. So let's hop directly into loading number 3. Loading number 3, we have the WSP9 SMG, which just like the SVA 545 has been one of the best SMGs in the entire game, but it's just never really held that number 1 spot. But in today's update, it actually caught a buff, and you guys know know, it was already super good before the update, so after today, it just got even better. So hopping directly into the build, starting off with the muzzle, we have the Sonic Suppressor S, keeping you guys off that mini map, but also making sure the WSP9 is hitting harder, and you guys are getting closer to hit scan. And just like I was saying with the HRM9, with it being an SMG, we want to be as fast as humanly possible, so we're gonna be tossing on the His Short Light Barrel, giving you guys that ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, and sprint speed, making to where you are absolutely flying around the map, and to where the build is just more snappy. And mixing in perfect with the barrel is the WSP Factory Stock, giving you guys even more ADS speed, movement speed, and sprint speed, making to where you're just extremely fast around the map. And another perfect attachment mixing in with the last two is the XRK Edge BW4 hand stop, giving you guys everything you need with that aim walking speed, movement speed, ADS speed, and sprint to fire speed. And of course, for the last and final attachment, we have the 40 round mag, increase that mag capacity, but also holding on to a little bit more mobility compared to the 50 round mag. But overall, that's my full build for the WSP9 SMG in Warzone 3 Season 2. I'm telling you guys, this thing is absolutely disgusting, and in today's update, it ended up catching a buff. So if you guys haven't already, go through, give the entire bit a try, tell them the highest skill game you guys get with it. Let's hop directly into loading number 2. Loading number 2, we actually still have the Ram 7 assault rifle, which like I was saying during the SVA, it actually ended up catching a nerf today, but it was so broken before, I think it's going to take more than one nerf to really ruin it. So hopping directly into the build, we're actually swapping this up. I'm going to be tossing on the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor. You guys know before the update, I was running the Jack BFB, but like I was telling you guys during the HRM9, this actually ended up catching a nerf today. So in my opinion, the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor is the clear better option. The mixing in perfect with the muzzle is the Cronin Headwind Long Barrel, giving you guys that bolt velocity and range, aiming idle sway, and firing aim stability, making sure the ram is extremely accurate, but it's also making sure you're hitting harder, and you guys are getting closer to hit scan. And speaking of being accurate, we have the HVS 3.4 pad for our stock, giving you guys even more gun kick control and recoil control, giving you guys 20% towards overall recoil gun kick, and making sure the Ram 7 is an absolute beam. And of course, speaking of being a beam, we have the Bruin Heavy Support Grip for our underbarrel, helping out the build in every possible way with that gun kick control, aiming idle sway, horizontal recoil control, and firing aim stability. Another perfect attachment, making sure the Ram 7 isn't moving whatsoever. And of course, for the last and final attachment, we have the 60 round drum mag, increase that mag capacity, making it to where you don't have to reload after every single kill. But overall, that's my full build for the Ram 7 assault rifle in Warzone 3 Season 2. I'm telling you guys, even after it catching a nerf today, it's still going to be one of the best weapons in the entire game. So if you guys haven't already, go through, give the entire bit a try, and tell them the highest skill game you guys get with it. Let's hop directly into the last loadie on the list, loadie number 1. And hopping directly to the loadie number 1, aka the best loadie on the entire list, we have the AMR9 SMG, which if you guys haven't been watching my recent videos, you guys probably don't know, this has the fastest time to kill out of any SMG in Warzone 3 right now. And with the Season 2 update, they didn't mess with the AMR9 at all. So hopping directly into the build, we're going to be tossing on the L4R flash hider for our muzzle, giving you guys that muzzle flash concealment, recoil control, and gun kick control, making sure the AMR9 is an absolute beam. Then same thing as the last few SMGs, we want to be as fast as humanly possible. So we're going to be tossing on the AMR9 Commando Pro barrel, giving you guys that ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, and sprint speed, helping out the AMR9 in every possible way, just making sure you're a whole lot faster. And speaking of being faster, we have the Pipeline Pro LTS for our stock, giving you guys even more movement speed and sprint speed, making sure you are absolutely gliding around the map when you're using this AMR9 build. And same thing as the assault rifles, we have the Nidar Model 2023 for our optic. Like I was telling you guys, the optics are 100% personal preference, so you guys can run whatever you're the most comfortable with. And of course, for the last and final attachment, we have the 50 round mag, increase that mag capacity, but if you guys want to, you can run the 100 round drum mag, but just know it does affect your mobility way more than the 50 round drum mag. But overall, that's my full build for the AMR9 SMG in Warzone 3 Season 2. I'm telling you guys, it did not get messed with at all in the update, and in my opinion, it is still the best SMG in all of Warzone 3 right now. So if you guys haven't already, go through, give the entire bit a try, and tell them the highest skill game you guys get with it. That's it for the video.